Nitya says, Father, can I ask something about doership? Yes, my dear.
Hello.
Hello.
I actually don't know if it is really a question, but I felt to come up and say something to it because doership is still something which troubles me sometimes, and but normally during the day, I would also not say that the experience here is that everything is just happening. This is just not, I don't feel that this is the experience here. Sometimes, yes, but it's not like that really. But it's, how to say that? It is, I would say I don't think about it or, practical, yes, in a practical way, yes, but I don't think about the things I'm doing or and I'm not sure, there's a doubt in it somehow, a subtle doubt, where the mind creeps in somehow and says, see, you're still the doer here, or something like that. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's just really subtle because most of the day it's just, going without thinking on doership or what I'm doing. Yet I would say it's not the experience here that everything is just happening. I would not say it like this. It's something in the middle of it, I just had to say that.
I like this. So let's look at it. It's a very beautiful report and question. Actually, when we hear that, then you see that everything is just happening. Why it doesn't seem to change? You say very beautifully that I'm not thinking about it. See? And yet it seems very natural. It's not like, oh, now everything is just happening. Why? Because everything has always been just happening. So we don't expect a shift in our perception in some way. See? And yet, when we notice, for example, if you were to notice just how the next words you say that come out, you will notice that it was just happening. You see, these words are just appearing. You see, and the perception of these words is also just happening. You see, just like your eyes are blinking, your heart is beating, all of this is just happening. Your head could be nodding. All of this is just happening. Why it doesn't feel like, oh, nothing really shifted, because actually everything has been always just happening in this way. The key is what you said. I usually don't think about it. Now, what happens when we do think about it is when we invent the doer. You see, because when the thinking comes, what is it saying? You should not have done that. Or what should you do now? I don't know what to do. You see? And yet, what is to happen or not happen will continue to happen or not happen. You see? Let me uh, use a metaphor so maybe it gets easier understood. Now, suppose the tree had thoughts. There's a tree in the garden, and the tree had thoughts. And the thought was saying that you have to move your branches up and down. You see? The thought was saying you have to move your branches up and down, and every day it was giving the tree a report on how well it did in moving its branches. You see? Now, when we first hear that a sage comes next to the tree and is able to tell the tree in tree language, you are not doing it. It is the wind that comes and moves your branches. Is it? So then some sense of relief can come. I am not moving these branches. It is the wind. This mind has been lying to me. The movement of the branches, the movement of everything has been a movement of consciousness. But this is still incomplete, because what the sage will say next is that, see that you are not the tree itself. You see the difference in position. So first I am the tree and I am moving my branches, to then I am the tree, but God or the wind or some higher force is moving my branches, and then to see I am not the tree itself. Because if you get stuck in I am the tree and a higher force is moving my branches, then we can always have the sense of victimization as to why God has to move it this way or that way for me. And we can have a desire for something about the future. I hope tomorrow God moves the branches only in this way, in a particular direction. So that's why the sage, it is important for the sage to remind us that you are not the tree. Not only are you just not moving the branches, but you're also not the tree. So then you see that, yes, I am that, in which this entire play of tree, wind, ground, sage, everything. I am the third bird. It is witnessing both the doer and the perceiver. And that primal witnessing. So then we come to this. Now, the thought is completely the opposite plane. The thought is saying, yes, yes, of course you're moving your branches. See, now you decide to blink, only then you blink, like that, or something like that, it'll tell you. So, in that idea that you are moving your branches, it is telling you the story basically that you are the tree. So, that's why when you say, I don't see everything is just happening, but I'm not thinking about it, actually, then without thinking about it, all you see is that all of this is just a happening. It is only thought which makes an individual doer out of you. The sensations of movement can still be the same. You see, when you pick up something heavy, it might still seem like it's a sensation of some heavy object being felt in the body. So don't expect all of that to change. When we are typing, you see, like you have been doing, working so hard with the highlights and all of that, it might still find that the body gets fatigued. Happening does not mean that the phenomenal principles of this world will no longer happen. You see? So it can still feel like body gets strained, fatigue can come in the body. It is not a superpower that we are finding. We are finding that naturalness of this is just all of this is happening with the power of consciousness. Or as my favorite new term now, everything is happening with Guru power. Because God, Guru and Self are the same. So we can say everything is moving with Guru power. There is no individual doer or mover of any of this. And when you're not thinking about it, that is what your experience is. As the next words flow, the next action happens, just notice that it is just moving on its own. The one that is claiming to be the doer, the mind, does not know how to do. I've been saying, isn't it? This one claims to be doing all of this, it doesn't know how to move a finger. If you ask the mind, so how do you move a finger? You say, I just decide to move it. No, but how do you do it? After the thought comes, move the finger. What do you do next? It doesn't know. How does it activate the nervous system of the body which makes this movement happen? All these are phenomenal mechanics. I don't usually get so much into that. But you'll realize that it's just like a small baby claiming that, oh, it is making the world go round. See? Why? Because I say round and it moves round. But it is moving on its own.